Welcome to the video. Today we'll explore why prioritizing mental health can be more valuable than obsessing over perfect financial optimization. We will smoothly transition from the core premise to practical strategies like automation, buffer zones, and simple investing. We'll also cover a few quick quizzes and end with a concise summary and call to action. First, we will outline the central argument that mental health should take priority over aggressive financial optimization. Next, we will introduce the radical simplification approach and then step through concrete steps to set up automation, buffers, monitoring, and cash tactics. After that, we will cover simple investing choices that reduce decision fatigue. Finally, we will test understanding with quick quizzes before summarizing key takeaways. To begin, the core premise is that if your basic bills are covered, focusing on mental recovery brings outsized lifetime financial benefits compared to obsessing over marginal investment gains. A brief pause in investing rarely changes long-term outcomes as much as sustained well-being does. Now let's proceed to an important disclaimer. Before we move on, please note this is educational content only. It is not medical, legal, tax, or personalized financial advice. For individualized guidance, consult appropriately licensed professionals. If you are in crisis, seek immediate local help. With that in mind, let's explore why mental health can be the best financial decision you make. Now, let's unpack why mental health deserves priority. First, lower stress improves decision quality, which reduces impulsive or avoidance behaviors. Next, improved focus can support skill building and career growth, increasing future income potential. Meanwhile, stability helps you avoid avoidable costs like late fees and overdrafts. Consistent routines, especially automated ones, make long-term investing more reliable. In short, investing in recovery today can translate into years of improved financial outcomes. With this foundation, let's compare spending on mental health versus chasing market volatility. Let's compare two paths. On the left, allocating $1,000 to quality mental health support can quickly improve energy, focus, and daily habits. That often reduces expensive mistakes, helps rebuild momentum, and can lift earning power over time. On the right, placing the same amount in a volatile market may have uncertain short-term results and requires attention and emotional resilience. If stress persists, the financial benefits may not fully materialize. Therefore, in many cases, improving mental health first can generate greater lifetime value. Next, we'll operationalize this idea with an autopilot system. Next, lean into automation so your money system runs even when motivation is low. Treat savings and investments like mandatory bills to be. If available, prioritize capturing your employer 401k match, because it is often the highest guaranteed return available. Then, automate transfers to the emergency fund and a simple investment such as a low-cost index fund or a target date fund. Keep a buffer in checking for everyday spending and set alerts to warn you before a crisis. This approach reduces decision fatigue and helps you stay consistent. Now let's lay out the setup step by step. To put this into action, start by making sure you have a spending account and a high-yield savings account for your emergency fund. Next, list your mandatory bills and due dates, enabling autopay where appropriate. Then, set your employer retirement contributions to at least capture the full match. After that, schedule an automatic transfer to savings the day after payday, prioritizing the emergency fund. Additionally, schedule an automatic transfer to a simple investment, such as a low-cost index or target date fund. Establish a checking buffer of 1 to 2 months of expenses. Turn on alerts for low balances, large transactions, and upcoming due dates. Choose 1 or 2 categories to handle with cash to limit card use for those areas. Where possible, consolidate investment accounts to reduce complexity. Finally, document your entire flow on a single page so you can reference it during low-energy periods. Now that the setup is clear, let's talk about buffer zones and budgeting by vibes. Now let's consider buffer zones. Aim to maintain 1 to 2 months of expenses split between checking and savings. This buffer converts potential crises into mere warnings. If the balance starts to feel low, treat it as a signal to reduce discretionary spending rather than as a failure. When your energy returns, you can resume higher intensity optimization. Over time, consistency will beat perfection. With buffers in place, the next piece is passive monitoring. Here is a sample automation schedule. On payday, employer 401k contributions go in automatically. The next day, an automatic transfer sends money to savings for the emergency fund, followed by an auto investment to a target date or index fund. Monthly bills run on autopay. Low balance and large transaction alerts notify you before issues arise. This calendar-like structure ensures actions occur consistently without requiring constant attention. Next, we'll visualize passive monitoring with a quick sequence diagram. For passive monitoring, configure low balance alerts so you can act before fees occur. Enable large transaction notifications to spot mistakes or fraud. Add due date reminders so bills are paid on time. Then, conduct a quick weekly review in a couple of minutes rather than maintaining complex spreadsheets. This maintains oversight with minimal cognitive load. Now let's consider cash tactics for a few spending categories. Cash tactics can simplify control over discretionary spending. Choose one or two categories where you tend to overspend, such as dining or entertainment. Withdraw a fixed amount of cash for that period and commit to using only those envelopes. This keeps card balances clean and provides a simple physical limit that is easy to track mentally. When the cash is gone, you naturally pause spending. Next, we will simplify the investment side to avoid research fatigue. To minimize decision fatigue, prefer broad, low-cost index funds such as a total market fund, or use a single target date fund that automatically adjusts its allocation based on your retirement year. Automate contributions and resist the urge to tinker frequently. A brief review annually or during open enrollment is typically sufficient. Now that the concepts are in place, let's test your understanding with a quick quiz. Question: if your bills are covered but you are experiencing burnout and financial paralysis, what should be your immediate priority? Options: A. Maximize short-term stock returns. B. Pause all saving and spend freely. C. Focus on recovery while keeping simple automation running. D. Cancel employer retirement contributions entirely. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is to focus on recovery while keeping simple automation running. This aligns with the principle that mental health drives better financial behaviors and outcomes over time. By maintaining autopilot, you preserve momentum with minimal cognitive load. Next, let's move to question 2. Question: which automation target should typically come first when your employer offers it? Options: A. High-fee actively managed funds. B. Capturing the full employer 401k match. C. Speculative crypto allocations. D. Individual stock picking based on news. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is capturing the full employer 401k match. This is frequently the best guaranteed return you can secure, so it deserves priority in your automation plan. With the quizzes complete, let's capture the key points you should remember. Here is a concise markdown-style cheat sheet you can save. First, a one-page plan. Set bills to autopay. Schedule a day-after-pay transfer to savings. Automate contributions to a simple index or target date fund. Maintain a 1 to 2 month buffer, and turn on key alerts. Next, a weekly 2-minute review. Check alerts, glance at balances, and avoid complex spreadsheets. Finally, for low-energy periods, do nothing extra, allow automation to carry the load, reduce variable spending if the buffer dips, and schedule a mental health check-in if needed. Now, let's consolidate the core lessons as key points. These are the most important takeaways. Improving mental health strengthens the behaviors that drive financial results. Automation outperforms willpower when motivation is low. Buffers. Downgrade crises into manageable warnings. Simple, low-cost investments reduce decision fatigue. And if available, always capture your employer match. Next, we'll summarize the message. In summary, if your bills are covered, prioritize recovery and stability. Build an autopilot system covering bills, savings, and simple investments. Maintain 1 to 2 months of buffers so you can budget by vibes safely. Use alerts for lightweight oversight and perform a brief weekly check. Favor simple, low-cost investments like broad index or target date funds. Finally, remember this is educational content, not individualized advice. To close, let's share a final invitation. Thank you for watching. If you found value here, please like the video, share it with someone who needs a simpler plan, and subscribe for more. In the comments, share one autopilot tweak you will implement this week. Your ideas can inspire others. See you in the next video.